The Indo-German Partnership for Green and Sustainable Development was signed between Prime Minister Modi and Chancellor Scholz. And of course, joining me now is the German Consul General in Kolkata. Ma'am, very quickly, this is an interesting, sort of partnership between two countries. And what are the areas that the GSDP is now really taken off? And if you could mention some of these projects that are making an impact.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you mentioned the right word already. It's a partnership, So it's not that one party is saying, okay, we do this and that, and the other is just following. So it's agreed. It was signed, as you said, by Prime Minister Modi and our Chancellor in 2022. And so then afterwards, like the Indian and the German side sat together and they agreed on the most important areas of cooperation and on the projects as well. And as I said as well, for us it is also very important to always mention that a lot of projects are happening as well in the 11 states here in the East and in the Far East that are under our jurisdiction of the German Consul General. So that was the reason why as well it was important for us that we have the conversation series here today to make sure that 300 million people of India are also included in this partnership. And as you heard today, there's a lot going on, sustainability in agriculture, women empowerment, and a lot of areas where like crops are used, that are adapted to climate change, and that you use like less chemicals in agriculture. So these are all very important areas, and they suit, our area here because it's an agricultural area, and we would like to make sure that women can really earn their living on their own, and that changes not only their standing in the society, but it makes it as well easier for them to send their children to school if they earn money, and then you have this link to education and as well to livelihood. And that's what we are doing.
Absolutely. And, Prime Minister Modi on several occasions has also spoken about, Viksit Bharat 2047, which is India's developmental goals for 2047. And, gender is such an important part and conversation to have around green and sustainable development partnerships between India and Germany. So in that context, what was the conversation like, and where are we as far as those areas are concerned?
Yeah, we all agreed that there's still a lot to be done, but that a lot of things were achieved already, so which is always good to state. And then we agreed as well that we have to include all parts of society, so LGBTQI community is also very important to include, and it's very difficult for all of them to have access to loans. Financing is very important, because if you want to start something or a small business, for example, you need to have some money in order to be able to start it. That was the reason why it was also important that KfW, our development bank, was represented, and as well GIZ, of course, the two implementing partners of German development cooperation. And I think this all goes hand in hand as well with UN Women. They are also a very important partner in our development cooperation. And I think this only works if we all work together, and everybody is like doing their part wherever they have their expertise.
And finally, one last question. There are concerns over meeting climate goals, or even the commitment to climate goals in some of the Western democracies as well. Germany and India have a very strong partnership. But do you see any sort of roadblocks, stumbling blocks anywhere?
Of course, the budget is always a problem. Everywhere. Not only the discussions now in Baku, but as well loss and damage in Dubai. It's difficult to reach the goals that everybody says, or all the experts tell us the money that we will need. This is a difficult time, of course. I mean, not only with a lot of crises around the world, but as well, I mean, with us, we have government crisis, we don't have a budget, and we have constraints as well with our economy. So a lot of challenges everywhere. But I think as well, especially in India, you know, I think we all agree that we can't, none of us can reach our goals without India. I mean, India is a very, very important player and an important partner, and that's the reason why we are also so happy that we have the GSDP with India. But I mean, of course, there are a lot of challenges ahead, and it won't be easy. But I mean, we all have to work for it because I mean, we only have one world, and so it's in our common interest to do whatever we can. And we are very committed to reaching our goals, even though it will be difficult for us as well. And we don't blame anybody else that they can't do it, but the contrary is right. We would like to work together in order to achieve all our goals together.
Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.